Evening, boys and girls, ladies, and a gentleman. Turn the lights down low and shut your faces as I wrap you in the cozy blanket of a story. A story as heartwarming and soft as a mother's kiss. Or is it? Shh.
Hello everybody, Necromantic Water here. Today's beautiful Fanfiction Friday is going to be a doozy, I think, because it is a Goku X and Frank fanfiction called Until the End of Time. Anne sighed as she sat in her room, staring at her wall. She just finished writing in her writing in her diary and had nothing to do. Life was boring in the secret annex, but it was better than the alternative. It was all right talking to Peter and Margot. I think that's supposed to be Margaret. But they were both such quiet people. Unlike the active people, and all of a sudden a flash of light appeared in the room. Anne jumped back, stifling a scream. Before she could run out of the closed door, she noticed that there was a person who appeared in the flash. But he was not a Nazi officer, but someone who she had never seen before. His clothes were strange, and his hair was in a very spiky style that was totally new to her. She stood up against the wall, wary of the stranger, but he walked towards her and smiled, extending a hand. "Hi, my name is Goku," the mysterious stranger had said. "And a mysterious stranger." Anne nervously put her hand in his. He bent down and kissed it softly, then let go. Anne blushed, feeling something she had never felt before go off inside of her. My name is Anne," she replied quietly. "Oh, oh no, I'm dying." "I'm sorry for what just happened," Goku told her. "But I was caught in a time portal. It just deposited here." "Okay. My power cells will recharge soon, but until then, I'm stuck here." Anne had no idea what the handsome visitor was talking about, but she played along with, "Well, sir," she said, you may stay here in my room as long as you like." "Oh, Lord." Already, moving straight to just moving in. Anne blushed again. As she said this, giggled slightly. Goku looked around, and then sat on the bed. "Thank you for the invitation. I'll be sure to repay you as soon." Anne did not understand what he meant by that. However, when he spoke, she felt she felt a warmth deep inside of her. She sat by him on the bed, staring at the man's beautiful eyes. Finally, she could stand it no longer. "Oh, Lord." Anne leaned over and kissed the stranger on the cheek, and then pulled back quickly, not sure what she had done. I'm sorry," she said, as she stumbled to find the right words. The visitor smirked. "No, it was quite all right," he replied with a smile, putting one arm around her. "You know, you're a very beautiful girl, but Anne looked at him and trembled. What's the matter?" "What's the matter?" she said, with a sweet smile. Goku looked nervous. I'm already married," he finally managed to choke out. Anne pulled away from him abruptly. "No!" she said loudly, almost in tears. I I'm sorry, he replied. Anne was furious. Nothing ever goes right, she cried out. I have to go now. Powers, my power cells have recharged, said Goku. Anne was in tears by now, staring at a wall so she wouldn't see Goku's face. He smiled a sad smile and disappeared. Another flash out of Anne's life forever, and Anne never forgot about him, though not until the end of time. Oh my god, that was only chapter 1, and I already have no idea how to feel about this. I honestly half expected them to just immediately go to screwing on the bed, but see how chapter 2 happens. 1 month. Well, it didn't feel like a month, too. And that's the wrong 2. And Frank, a Jew in hiding from the Nazis. It seems like a year. 1 month since that fateful encounter with the mysterious man from another world, who she only knew as Goku. The handsome stranger had stepped through time and into her life. That's spaced weirdly. Then disappeared without a trace. Anne was almost sure that she'd never meet him again. Even though... Why is that space weird? Oh, what just happened? I lost my place. Wait, what the fuck? Where'd it go? Oh, even though not 1 day passed without her dreaming of him, little did she know, however, that their lives were tied by an... Oh god, this is cheesy as hell. Their lives were tied by the unbreakable red string of fate. Oh god. It was another boring day in the secret annex. Boring would not be how I'm describing that, but okay. Anne sat on her bed of her room, writing in her diary. It had occurred to her. It never occurred to her, however, that this entry would be her last. Oh no. Oh my god. Gotta clear my throat. Gotta have my chair crack for some reason. This entry would be her last. As she wrote in the quiet attic, there was a loud noise from downstairs. Her heart jumped both out of fear and excitement. What the fuck? Okay. Was it them? The Nazis? Or could it be him? She had no idea whether to run downstairs or not. Hide that decision was made for her. Her door flew open, and a tall soldier was visible in the doorway, glaring at her, and the cries of her family members and friends were turned out as Anne only thought of one thing. She stood up and followed the soldier out of her room, down the stairs. This is getting really weird spaced. And into the back of a truck. So this is it? She said quietly to herself. I'll never see him again. My true love. Ever again. All those years of hiding. They were for naught. Then Anne realized that she left her precious diary up in her room. She broke loose from this officer and made a dash back to the shop. When she back into the shop, when he removed a gun from his holster and fired and shot in her direction. What the okay, oh, the officer, okay. The officer fired and shot in her direction and fell to the floor. Lying on the floor, feeling a searing pain run through her leg, where the bullet had met its mark. The Gatspo officer maniacally moved toward her, grinning. Then all of a sudden there was a blinding flash of light, causing the officer to shield his eyes. A huge cloud of smoke appeared next to Anne, blocking her from the soldier's vision. When the smoke cleared, he was in for quite a surprise. There was Goku, holding Anne in his arms, standing next to the huge I can't talk. I can't. Holding Anne in his arms, standing next to a huge capsule. Goku! Cried Anne. You came back for me. Goku smiled. Anything for you, my dear. Oh my god, I think I just threw up in my mouth a little here, reading that. Anything for you, my dear. I imagine Goku just being flirtatious and hair flipping his spiky hair. He said, our love will never be lost, not until the end of time. Oh god, so cheesy. Where was I? At the time, the Gatspo officer turned tail and ran, but Goku was too quick for him. After laying Anne on the concrete, he dashed towards the Nazi and knocked him to the ground with only one blow. Nazi scum, muttered Goku as he split his enemy's limp body, then returned to Anne. Ooh, Jesus, Goku, calm your titties. Here, I have something for you, Goku said as he removed a small bean from his pocket. What on earth is this? Asked Anne. Well, Goku smiled. Remember how ignorant she was about... Goku remembered how ignorant she was to what every day was like for him. Okay, how could she possibly know? It's a senzu bean, he said. Just eat it, and it'll all cure your leg. Anne followed his instructions. He popped the bean into her mouth, and as her wound, her calive magically healed. I've never seen that. Now come on, commanded Goku. We just got some Nazis. We've got some Nazi ass to kick. And jumped on the mysterious Saiyan's back as he lunged off into the sky. Only for a moment. After only a few moments, the two of them arrived in Berlin. Tanks were parading down the street as Adolf Hitler himself stood on a platform, overlooking it all. Stay here, Goku said, dropping Anne in a shaded area under a tree. Then he flew straight towards the parade of tanks, fist outstretched, screaming as loud as he could. The soldiers below scattered in terror. I would be too if I saw an orange spiky haired man in an orange jumpsuit and spiky hair charging at me screaming. While the tanks tried to aim their cannons at him, he was just too fast and nimble for them. However, and opened the hatch of a nearby panzer, then headed inside. After dispatching the soldiers in control of the war machine, he took up the wheel and he fired around. He took the wheel, he fired round after round into the crowds of Nazi soldiers, occasionally firing at the other tanks. Damn, that panzer must, have a crap ton of shells that are just, auto-reloaded. After only minutes, there was nothing but a cloud of dust and corpses. Goku emerged from the tank's hatch, smiling. Now that he had done his daily duty, all of the dust cleared, and the only two people remaining on the parade ground was Goku, the Saiyan hero, and Adolf Hitler, the most evil man to ever walk this earth. You know, there's probably someone who was eviler than him that we just don't know about history. There's probably going to be someone more evil than him in the future. Anne watched from nearby, fearfully as she saw the two men stare at each other for what seemed like hours. Her one true love and her ultimate opposer. It had come down to this. So, Hitler said jovially, you took out all my men. However, you're not going to defeat me. Then he jumped down from his platform, down the street in front of Goku, pulling out... in front of Goku, quickly. Pulling out a chain gun from the ground nearby. Goku quickly jumped behind the ruined tank as Adolf opened fire. The tank made a decent cover, but it wasn't long until it could be torn apart by the hail of bullets. That's a pretty good damn chain gun if it could just go through a tank like it's nothing. Goku had to act. He dashed out of the way of the side of the tank, flew as fast as he could towards Hitler, who had no time to react. He grabbed the chain gun out of his enemy's hands and snapped it over his knees with ease. Hitler stumbled backwards, shocked at the turn of events. Goku smirked, and then he said, "It's come down to this. You and me. Fight me like men if you admit defeat... You and me, fighting like men. If you admit defeat now, I'll kill you rather painlessly." Damn, this is a very edgy Goku. Had the definite advantage, or so it seemed. Hitler burst into a laugh as Goku looked at him quizzically. The mustachioed man... Oh, that's such a good word. The mustachioed man slowly rose into the air. His brown hair and pencil mustache turned... Oh my fucking god. That's a Super Saiyan. His hair turned blonde, and his eyes turned blue. Super Saiyan. I can't get that image out of my mind, and that's beautiful. Goku reeled in horror. Hitler continued laughing, then finally said, "Goku, you've come here expecting to find a madman, but instead, you found a god." A god. Hitler had become Super Saiyan. Something so good and so precious about Hitler of all people being a Super Saiyan. Anne looked on in awe, not sure what was going on at first. It seemed like her lover would win the battle, but now she was not so sure. Goku seemed scared of his opponent. Okay, I don't know which is more uncharacteristic, the edginess or the scared of his opponent. Or the suave. That doesn't matter. And it was for a good reason. Hitler continued to speak. "Goku, can't you see? Can't you see? I've reached a power level 10 times anything you've ever achieved." Oh my god. He's Super Saiyan 10. "Your fate is sealed, weakling." Even though the battle seemed unwinnable, Goku changed, screaming at the top of his lungs. Every blow he struck with his... my throat. Every blow he struck was deflected off by Hitler's rock hard body. Hitler waited for Goku to tire himself out, then raised his fist and punched Goku. One punch, Goku was knocked across the street. Oh my god. Ugh. He was knocked across the street into the large propaganda poster of Hitler, thudding into the cold, hard ground. Hitler laughed, thinking of his victory was well at hand at last. Goku, however, was not ready to give up. Bruised and battered, he rose from the ground. Oh my god, please tell me he's going to spirit bomb Hitler. He rose from the ground, limping in Hitler's direction. The Nazi leader laughed. You still want to fight? You don't know when to give up, boy. You can hardly walk. I've given Hitler like 4 different voices. And you expect to beat me? Me, the conqueror of Europe? Goku ignored Adolf's taunts as he continued to stumble his way forward. Finally, the two arch rivals were standing face to face. Goku stared into Hitler's eyes longingly, and then screamed, "Oh my god, this is for love!" and flew into the sky, his hair turning blonde, his eyes blue, and his aura of power radiating of him. Hitler looked into horror at Goku, who had made the ultimate achievement. He had become a super ultra power. He had become a super ultra power saiyan. Goku made a cup shape with his hand and aiming at Hitler as he belted out the words "Ka-me-ha-me-ha!" as a beam of pure energy shot at his enemy, disintegrating the Nazi leader's body. Goku then collapsed to the ground in a heap, exhausted from the fight. Oh, okay. Just 2 years later, Anne and Goku had finally reached the date of their wedding. After the battle, Anne and Goku destroyed the time machine and took a boat to Australia. They changed their names and lived their new lives, ready to start over. The two young people looked into each other's eyes as they kissed, as the Reverend pronounced them man and wife. Finally, it seemed Anne was at peace. They would always be together until the end of time. Oh my god. I expected something terrible, but I didn't expect this gold mine. Like, oh, there's just something great about Hitler being a Super Saiyan and Goku being a Super Ultra Power Saiyan. Alrighty, I hope everybody had a fantastic time listening to that beautiful story, and to remember to stay fabulous.